11th, we've got that one right, ladies and gentlemen. Hallelujah, we've got one right. Thought it'd be second season syndrome. You know, I thought they'd be battling down at the bottom of the table, but obviously not. They've been in very decent form. They've got a very good squad, and I wrote them off at the start, and I hold my hands up there on that one. Right, welcome back to a brand new Goal Hanger video. Today, I'm going to be reacting to my championship predictions that I did at the start of this season's championship. Obviously, we're at pretty much the halfway point, so I thought, let's give a reaction to them, see how right we are so far, and let's have a look into them. Also, I am wearing the Christmas jumper, the Derby County one. Allow that, let's get into it. Right, so how I'm going to do this is I've got the league table up on my phone, and we're just going to match it up to my table, which I wrote at the start of the season. So currently Norwich are top of the championship, and I said that Norwich would win the championship. So I've got that one correct. Norwich, a very decent side in very good form. In second is currently Bournemouth. Now I put Bournemouth down in third, but obviously that could still happen. They've got a very good team. They won the three sides which came down. They've got some very good players. But Bournemouth, they're currently second. They're doing well for themselves. In third place currently is Swansea. Now I put Swansea in 10th, which, you know, it could still happen, but Swansea are in very good form. All the players are really gelling together, and Steve Cooper's got that side playing some very good football, and as they go up to third. Currently fourth in the championship is Brentford. Now I put Brentford down in 5th, so I've pretty much got that one very close, nearly right. You know, it could still happen, so I'm quite happy with that one. Currently 5th is Watford. Now I put Watford in second. Obviously they've sacked the manager last night, which is a bit of a shock sacking in my opinion. I still think they can get second if they get an established manager in who can get them playing football and getting results constantly. Then I think they could get second. Currently 6th is Middlesbrough. Now this is a side that I wrote off at the start of the season. I said Neil Warnock, I didn't think he could get Middlesbrough to play for playoffs, and I got that one wrong, didn't I? I put Middlesbrough down in 17th. How wrong was I? Obviously it still could happen, but how wrong was I so far? In 7th is currently Stoke. Now I put Stoke down in 14th. I thought they'd have a better season than last season, but they'd still struggle to find form. But once again, I was wrong. Stoke have a very good team, and they've really been solid this season, a very good side, and they're currently looking at the playoffs, which I didn't think they could do at the start of the season. Now we look to 8th place in Reading. Currently I put Reading down in 15th. 15th. Reading have surprised me, but I do think they're going to drop down the table. Obviously, they had great form at the start of the season and found themselves top by a number of points at the very start, early days. Obviously, they have slipped down now, and I do think they're going to slip down. I just don't think they're going to be able to find the form that they had at the start of the season to push them at the playoffs. But who knows? I've been wrong in quite a few of my predictions so far. Now, currently in 9th is Bristol City, and another team just like Middlesbrough. I wrote them off. I didn't think the new manager coming in could get them doing as well as what they were doing under Lee Johnson. It would take them a few years to readjust. But they're doing quite well. They're obviously 9th. I put them down as 18th. You know, I thought they'd be battling down at the bottom of the table, but obviously not. They've been in very decent form. They've got a very good squad, and I wrote them off at the start, and I hold my hands up there on that one. In 10th is currently Cardiff. Now I put Cardiff in 7th. I still think they could go for playoffs. They've got a very good team. They're just not finding the consistent form to push them into the playoffs. But I still think they could fight for that playoff position. Currently 11th is Blackburn Rovers. Now I put Blackburn in 11th. We've got that one right, ladies and gentlemen. Hallelujah, we've got one right. I'm actually quite shocked. I've actually got that one right. I'm literally just stood here with my phone and my notepad lined up, and Blackburn are 11th. Wow, I've actually got that one right. Blackburn had a very decent start to the season. They've got a very good team. Once again, it's just finding that consistency. They didn't get the result they wanted yesterday, but apparently they weren't too bad in that game. Now currently 12th is Huddersfield Town. Now I put Huddersfield as 16th. Huddersfield have found a bit of form more recently. Obviously they didn't have the best start to the season. I still think they're going to float in that mid-table positions, but I could be wrong there. They could carry on pushing up the table. 13th, Barnsley. Barnsley have had a very decent season so far, in my opinion. I put Barnsley 24th, bottom of the league. I didn't think Barnsley would have enough quality. I thought it'd be second season syndrome for Barnsley, but clearly not, and they are doing quite well. They are a very solid side this season and causing quite a lot of upsets in the league against some of the better opposition. Currently 14th is Luton Town. Now, where did I put Luton? I put Luton 22nd. I thought they'd battle this season, and I didn't think they'd be able to do it. But one of my mates did say Nathan Jones, he is quality at Luton. He's just got something about him when he's at Luton. And once again, they find themselves 14th. I don't think Luton fans will be too unhappy with that one. You know, they're a bit up and down in terms of form. At the start of the season, they were quite decent, getting a few wins here and there, but obviously the form slowed down a bit. And I do think they'll be in that mid-table position. I don't think they'll slip too far down the league this season now. 15th, Preston, another up and down team. Where did I put Preston? Now, I put Preston... Where did I put Preston? I put Preston 9th, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I thought Preston would once again have one of the seasons where at the first half of the season they do very well, and their second half they drop off and end up finishing just outside the playoffs. And they're currently 15th. They're up and down. They've not been able to find solid form. And it's quite unexpected from Alex Neil at Preston, because usually we see Preston, I think I heard a stat last night, that Preston were top of the league at this point last season, which is pretty mad to say. But let's carry on now. 16th, Millwall. Now, I did not predict this one. I put Millwall down in 12th. I thought they'd be a solid team this season under Gary Rowett. They'd push on the form that they built last season under him. But it's just not happened. And I am hearing murmurs from Millwall fans saying they want Gary Rowett out, because it's not just happening for them under Gary Rowett, unfortunately. They're not finding the form that they want to, and they're dropping down the table. And once again, Millwall, they are always associated with that lower half of the Championship table, and they want to get themselves out of that. And under Gary Rowett, I thought they would, but unfortunately that's not happening for him so far. 17th, Birmingham City. Now, I did not predict this one. I thought Birmingham would be dark horses. I put Birmingham in either 4th or 6th place. I'm reading my table, I've drew too many arrows on it. I thought Birmingham would be in the playoffs, and they're not at the minute. They've not been able to find the form under Ita Karanka, and the players that they've got a decent enough team to be at mid-table, and it's just not happening for them. They're dropping down the table. They're getting wins here and there, but they're not consistent enough. And they've got to watch themselves, because they're going to keep dropping down. They're going to be in the same position looking at the relegation places. Now, 18th, Coventry. Now, I predicted Coventry to be 13th. Thought they'd have a bit of a better season. I thought they'd be doing what Barnsley are doing. Clearly not. It's obviously their first season in the Championship for a long time. But they're not doing too bad, you know. Coventry, they are currently 6 points above the drop, which is a decent gap to have. But that's not too bad from them. I've got that one wrong. But there we go, 19th place, QPR. Now, I put QPR down in 20th, so we were very close with that one. I predicted that QPR would struggle this season. I think, in my opinion, QPR's squad, they're losing good players and they're just not replacing them. They're coming up with a League One squad as it's getting closer and closer, and they're getting closer and closer to the drop. And I think in the coming seasons, we could see QPR drop down to the 3rd division, because they're just going down. But I nearly got that one right, so I'm quite proud of myself there. In 20th is Nottingham Forest. I did not predict this one. I think I predicted Nottingham Forest to be 8th. And I'm surprised they're not. You know, they've got a very decent team. Players like Anthony Knockout, who are quality in the Championship, Joe Lolly, and they're just not performing under Chris Hughton. In my opinion, it's quite a shock. I thought Chris Hughton would get them there. He's always a very decent manager in this division, but it's clearly just not happening for Nottingham Forest. And now, in 21st is Rotherham United. Now, in 21st, I predicted Sheffield Wednesday. I predicted Rotherham to be 23rd, and that can still happen. In my opinion, the relegation places, they're up for debate. The top 6, you can kind of see what is forming, but the relegation places, I still think a lot can change down there. Now, in 22nd is my team, Derby County. Now, I predicted my team, Derby County, to be 4th or 6th. Now, we're obviously not found that form. I thought we had a very good team at the start of the season. In my opinion, we still do. We've got some quality players like Cameron Hughes, Christian Bielik, Colin Kazim Richards have really turned into a quality player as well. A lot of people wrote him off at the start of the season. But we're 22nd. We didn't find that form at the start of the season, which resulted in Philip Cocu being sacked. But I do think we're going to change league position. I don't think we're going to be in that relegation battle for much longer. Now, in 23rd is Sheffield Wednesday. Now, obviously, they started on a minus 12 point or minus 6 point deduction, was it? It obviously got reduced at some point. I now put Sheffield Wednesday down in 21st. I thought they'd just survive relegation around the last day of the season. And, you know, they're heading for that. You know, they're a bit up and down in terms of form. But obviously, they did start with a minus point deduction. So you've got to take that into consideration. But I do think Sheffield Wednesday, like Derby County, will climb up and get out of that one. Bottom of the league now is 24th, Wycombe Wanderers. Now, I put obviously Barnsley down in 24th. I put Wycombe in 19th. I thought they'd shock people and stay up. Obviously not. Obviously, the Championship is unpredictable in many ways, but obviously not in this one, unfortunately, for Wycombe. They're bottom of the league. Now, in terms of my Championship predictions, I think I got, what was it, 2 or 3 right properly, which it's not great, but, you know, it's not awful. At least I got some right. The Blackburn one I got right. I've got Norwich right. But I think that top 6, as it stands, that is currently happening in the Championship is pretty solid, and we can see that one starting to take shape. Obviously, maybe a few teams will have a late push for that one. The bottom three, I think, is where it could change quite a lot. Sheffield Wednesday and my team, Derby County, I don't see staying in the relegation places for too much longer, in my opinion. I think we'll both find form. I think the likes of Nottingham Forest need to find form quickly because they're dropping down and down. Also, Birmingham City, they seem to be dropping as well. I think Coventry could get dragged into a relegation scrap as well. But let me know down in the comments, do you think I'm correct in this one? I'm not sure, because obviously I predicted my team to be in the playoffs, predicted Nottingham Forest to be just outside the playoffs, and that's not happening. We've seen surprise packages like Swansea really turning up form this season and pushing the likes of Bournemouth and Norwich, who got relegated from the Premier League last season. So don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 2,000. We're very, very close now. Just don't forget to subscribe. Like the video, follow my social medias down below, and I'll see you in the next one.